Chapter 1. The World in Shadow and the Miraculous Promise. For ages, the world remained trapped under a heavy blanket of despair, brokenness, and isolation. Humanity searched desperately for purpose, crying out for deliverance from a burdened existence ruled by rigid laws and spiritual emptiness. Yet, a grand design of unconditional love was already in motion. In an obscure, quiet village, a young, virtuous woman experienced a sudden breaking of the heavens. A celestial messenger appeared, radiating a blinding, divine light. The messenger comforted her fears, revealing that she had been chosen for a unique grace. She would conceive and give birth to a son who would be called the Son of the Most High. With absolute humility and faith, she accepted the profound responsibility. When the moment of birth arrived, a mandatory census forced a long journey to a crowded ancestral town. Every inn was full, and every door was firmly shut. Finding no place in common human dwellings, shelter was found in a humble stable. Surrounded by straw, animals, and under the brilliant alignment of a guiding star, the child was born. The ultimate hope for humanity did not arrive in a golden palace, but in the lowest of places, proving that divine love is accessible to the most forgotten. Chapter 2. The Path of Compassion and Power. The child grew in wisdom and grace, hidden from the world until adulthood, when a sacred immersion in a flowing river marked the public beginning of a transformative mission. As the water cleared, the heavens opened, and a divine presence descended softly like a dove, accompanied by a celestial voice affirming deep love and approval. The journey began not by gathering the powerful, the wealthy, or the religious elite, but by calling ordinary laborers and fishermen to follow. The message was revolutionary, setting aside political rebellion to preach a spiritual kingdom built entirely on unconditional love, forgiveness for the lost, and leadership through serving others. Words were backed by extraordinary deeds driven by profound mercy. Restoration. A single touch brought sight to the blind, strength to the lame, and cleansing to the outcasts, restoring them to human community. Authority over nature. During a violent storm at sea that threatened total destruction, a simple command of peace silenced the wind and flattened the raging waves into perfect calm. Abundance. A meager offering of 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish was blessed and multiplied, satisfying the hunger of thousands with baskets of leftovers remaining. Victory over decay. Standing outside a dark stone tomb where a beloved friend had lain dead for 4 days, a loud command shattered the grip of death, and the deceased walked out alive, still wrapped in burial cloths. This path consistently crossed social boundaries, choosing to feast with outcasts and sinners, offering healing to those who recognized their spiritual sickness rather than those who claimed perfection. Chapter 3. The Ultimate Sacrifice. As envy and fear grew among the established authorities, a plot to eliminate this source of light intensified. Entry into the capital city on a humble beast was met with roaring crowds waving branches, but the shadow of betrayal was already looming. During a final meal gathered around a table, bread was broken and wine was poured, establishing a new covenant of remembrance. In a supreme act of humility, the teacher washed the dusty feet of the followers, demonstrating the true nature of sacrifice. Later that night, in a secluded garden, an agonizing prayer was offered in the dark, sweating drops like blood, submitting entirely to the difficult path ahead. Betrayed by a close companion for 30 pieces of silver, an arrest followed. Abandoned by friends, subjected to mock trials, mocked, beaten, and crowned with sharp thorns, the journey led up a painful hill while carrying a heavy wooden cross. Nails pierced hands and feet, suspended between heaven and earth. Yet, from the height of agony, a prayer of forgiveness was offered for the torturers. Midday turned into total darkness for hours, the earth shook, and the thick veil dividing the sacred space in the temple tore completely in two, proving that the barrier between humanity and the divine was forever broken. With a final cry of completion, life was yielded. The body was wrapped in linen and placed inside a tomb carved out of rock, sealed by a massive stone. Chapter 4. The Triumph and the Living Hope. Death, however, could not hold the source of life. At the first light of dawn, visitors arriving to anoint the body found the ground shaking, the massive stone rolled away, and the tomb completely empty. A radiant messenger announced that the crucified one had risen. Alive and victorious, appearances were made to the grieving followers, showing the wounds, sharing food, and transforming overwhelming sorrow into unstoppable joy. Sin and death were decisively conquered, opening an eternal gateway for all humanity. Before departing from physical sight into the heavens, a final mission was given: to spread the message of love and grace to every corner of creation, with the enduring promise of a constant, invisible presence until the end of time. Chapter 5: The Invaluable Gift. This narrative remains a living reality. The essence of this journey serves as an invaluable gift because it continuously replaces condemnation with grace, brokenness with wholeness, and mortality with eternal hope. It is a free offering that cannot be purchased, earned, or achieved by human status. It requires only a heart willing to receive it, echoing across time as the greatest source of peace, healing, and rest for weary humanity.